What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a husband-wife showdown. On the left, we are going to be having Jessie with her security control deck list. Now, I showed a deck list like this that she won the Store Championship with earlier, but there are a few changes in here. I don't have this current list, and it has been changed a little bit since we've been prepping for EX1. And then on the right, we're going to be having Chris with the Gabumon, which is the staple on the channel, and me and Chris have been testing this a lot on stream. But getting into it, we are going to see a swing into a Strabimon. It's going to hit the Geogray. The Geogray's effect's not going to matter because it's going to die in battle anyway, and then the Geogray does get to get a swing in. We'll go down to the Kendo, but now we're going to see 3 Izzy-Joes on board, so now having 2 Digimon on board for Chris is going to be a little bit scary because that's 6 memory just for getting some Digimon on board. Sukuyamon's going to come out, and that's going to shut down this Gabumon from getting security attack. Now, Chris is likely just going to leave it in the back because you could just start building up some tamers like Matt, so that way you can gain more and draw more memory when you promote, but also probably looking for something like Kakaitis Breath to bounce back the Sukuyamon. There it is. It's going to make it a little bit harder for that to come out because you're going to have to get another yellow Mega or Ultimate on board, or you're going to have to just hard play it, but we're going to see the Magna Angemon come out and then just go into the Sukuyamon. So there it is, gonna get the Magna Angemon out, be able to recover, and once again shutting down this Gabumon. Looks like we're gonna see Gabumon promote here so we can get the draw. Gonna go into Bond on the other Gabumon. It's not the BT6 Gabumon, so it's not going to be able to get multiple swings. We did see that Chris didn't trash the security, but he is gonna fix that right now. But still looking in a pretty rough spot. Only 1 security, and you're gonna have the Sukuyamon and the Zwart Defeat coming out. Hitting the Zwart Defeat is a little bit scary just because that is that extra Digimon, and it's gonna be something that you can't easily get rid of outside of the Kakaitis Breath. We are going to be able to see the Howling Memory Boost. It's going to be able to strip the Sukuyamon and make it so the Zwart can't attack, but now the Bond's going to go down. Only 1 security left for the security control player, but they do have access to just recover. Going to see the Magnadramon come out. Normally you don't want to be putting the security control player under 4 security when you are the Bond player. Specifically for this reason, you did give the Magnadramon the ability to be live, but with how the cards have been coming out, I do agree that you kind of had to get aggressive early and try to go in for it, just because there have been multiple Megas coming out that are going to be really hard. But now that the Magnadramon's going to be able to come out, it is an attack that you can get out while also being able to potentially drop either Bushi Agumon or Lucamon, and it's just going to be too much. Chris isn't going to be able to find a way to come out of this, so he's going to have to just scoop it up going into game 2. Of course, going to be having security control player go first. Security control never really wants to go first because the minimum that can really put you to is 4 with a tamer, or they just pass, and that is good. You get an extra draw as the Gabumon player, and you get to go into your turn with an ample amount of memory. Going to go ahead with the Searcher Gabu, hit Davis, not the Mat that you're looking for, but you could play down this Davis. Your opponent's going to go to 3 anyway, and that's going to allow you to search out some cards. Going to hit the Lobomon. You're going to be wanting to stack up your hybrids as soon as possible because a lot of this matchup is going to come down to keeping your opponent at 4 memory and then making it so that you can just go into a big Bond turn into 2 or 3 hybrids. The Mistymon's going to come out very devastating, going to be able to pop a couple of Gabumons. Now those Gabumons were slightly dead on board just because the Mechanorimon was going to shut down those swings from coming in, so the Mistymon isn't that big of a deal. It's coming out. The bigger problem with the Mistymon is the fact that it can go into a Sukuyamon, and Sukuyamon is one of those Digimon that just is really good versus the Bond matchup. Immediately going out with the Sukuyamon, I do believe this list is playing 3 or 4 Sukuyamon, and then gonna be playing the Izzy-Joe. So again, trying to get that extra memory. Bond will likely go a little bit wide on board just because they want to be playing the on-play searchers like Strabimon, the Gabumon, so you can get all of those pieces. Now we have 2 Davis and 2 Matt on board, as well as a blue memory boost, so the ability to gain memory is going to be good. You're just going to have to try to find a way to go for game. Going to put 2 of the BT6 Gabumon on board. This way you have a higher chance of your opponent not clearing them off the board because they'll have to use the Gvelschform to clear everything off, which will also get rid of the Mechanori, which would be nice, and the Magna Angemon, but the Magna Angemon did go down to Bond. Sukuyamon's going to swing into the Kakaitis. Now you can bounce it, and now Gabumon's not going to have security attack -3, and you have a BT6 Gabumon on board, so you can start to just go in for the Bond, and if you have the hybrids, you can go in. You have 5 memories, so you'll go to 2 with the Bond, and now you're going to be able to go up to 4 with the blue memory boost. Going to swing, be able to unsuspend. Another Geo Gray comes out, popping the Gabumon, which is unfortunate because you wanted that extra swing, but you are able to bottom deck everything off board and clear the board. However, with how the board state was, you kind of needed the Gabumon to live so that you get that extra swing in, because there are 2 security on the security control player's end, and so 2 Lobomon isn't going to be able to go for game here. You kind of needed that Gabumon to swing, but since it is security control, the chances that you didn't have at least one Digimon go down in the security is fairly low. Now we're going to see the Lobomon go over the mat over the Davis, which is a little bit interesting. Normally when you have multiple Davis, you will Digivolve over first, but at this point I don't think it really is going to matter, just because the game is likely going to end here pretty soon. Either the security control player is going to be able to recover out of range for the Bond player to win, or the Bond player is going to be able to hybrid them out. The Madoki is going to come out, which is nice. That's going to shut off the reinforced memory boost, making it so they can't go to 8 memory, meaning that if they do play an option card to clear things off the board, it is just going to pass turn. We're going to see the Geweltformer come out, which is going to clear, and now we are in range of potentially getting 2 hybrids to go in for game. If you have 2 Lobos and a Hammer Spark, you can go for it, but we're going to see the Strabi, so it's not going to hit. There is a Lobomon right there. Kendo is going to have to go to the bottom, so that's another hybrid that we aren't going to be having in hand, which should be okay just because of how low the security control player is. They're going to have to play Magnadramon here pretty soon to be able to stabilize, and only having 1 Digimon on board there is going to shut them down, be able to get that Izzy Joe memory, and they'll have to reinforce memory boost if they want to start to make bigger plays. We do see the Magnadramon in hand, so they're going to go to 6, play it for 11, go into 5, covering for 3, but now going to be able to gain 2, draw 2 with the Gabumon, and if they go into Bond, they will likely just win the game, but we are going to see them swing with the Gabumon without going into Bond. That means they have a second Lobomon, and then we do see a couple Lobomons come out. We saw them grab the Altart Lobomon, and so we know that there was a few in hand, so fully stocked up with the hybrids being able to go in. Didn't have to risk going into the Bond when you can just go into the multiple hybrids. The option cards coming out of security aren't going to be able to pop your tamers, so those hybrids are safe as long as you swing with them one at a time. Now getting into game 3, I'm going to see a Strabimon followed by the Mechanori, and then it's going to get popped by the Geogreymon after we see the blue memory boost come out. We do have the BT6 Gabu in raising. That's going to be a little bit inconsequential at the moment, just because with the Bond, you usually don't want to play it in this matchup until a little bit later in the game. So that's just going to be something that can promote out, potentially get a draw with the Upamon. Will be blocked off by the Mechanori, which is a bit of a problem right now, but you could potentially consider going into Bond at this scenario just because you could clear the board. You will lose a lot of security, which is scary, because if you hit something like a Bond, a Corgimon, or a Geogreymon in the security, you are going to give your opponent the ability to just go in for game. So I do like the Howling Memory Boost coming out instead. Makes it so the Mechanori can't attack. You can go ahead and get a few checks in with the Gabumon, get your opponent back down to 4 security, and then you also have another memory boost, which is going to be helpful for later, because you want to go for those multiple hybrid turns at the end of the game. Each memory boost is effectively a Lobomon that you can just get the memory for, depending on where you are with the memory. You will likely try to go for game on a turn where you promote the Gabumon so you can get the mat memory, but now we're going to see the Sakuyamon come out, so that is going to be a Digimon that is on high priority to get rid of, just so you can get over the security attack -3. There was a small cut there just because the camera did get bumped, but all that happened was we boosted up to 5 with the memory boost, made it so that the Davis could come out for 4, going down to 1, and grabbed the starter deck Gabumon and put a Hammer Spark and a Corgimon to the bottom. And so gonna go for the Strabimon now, gonna be able to hit Matt and Lobo. Geogreymon gonna be able to swing in, hit the 5k, but it won't matter because the Sakuyamon does give security attack -3. You can see that my arm did make an appearance there as I come in and correct that. But we do see 2 Corgimon come out, which is going to be super huge because you get a bunch of draws and a bunch of Digimon on board. But the Iron Fisted Onslaught is going to say otherwise. It is pretty scary that that did come out, just because if they didn't have that and the Corgimons came out, they could have potentially just swung in after going into a Bond and bottom decking the Mechanori, and then you have a multitude of the Corgimon to come in and go in for swings. But now we're going to go and swing, get everything off the board. Going to be able to swing over the Sakuyamon and then be able to bottom deck the other 2. So now there's not very much pressure on the board. This deck does play the Bushi Agumon, and they have a reinforced memory boost on board. It is slightly shut off by the Madoki right now, so they'll have to get that off of board. But you have to keep in mind that at any point, if they do go at 5 or higher, they could hard play a Bushi Agumon and go in for game. We see Chris thinking about what he wants to do here. He can't swing in with the Gabumon. It wouldn't really matter because it does have security attack -3 thanks to this Kuyamon. Just went up into Bond because you're going to trash your security. It will survive at the end of the turn, and you're going to be able to clear the board. They're going to have to go for the clear here. We're going to see the Wyvern's Breath as the choice for option. Not going to be able to play any of the black option cards. An Ultimate Flare here would have been very devastating, but no Tamers, which is very interesting from a security control player, considering the fact that they normally have an incredible amount of Tamers. We are going to see the Izzy Joe finally come out, so now that is live on board. Gonna hit another reinforced memory boost, but it's not going to matter right now because the Madoki Betamon is shutting that down. Gonna be able to go for the Lobomon, swing in, no removal there to get rid of the Madoki, and the Madoki can swing in, so that is going to be that match. Now this matchup is very back and forth, but I do think that was a good showing of how you're supposed to play against security control as Gabumon. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe because I'll be bringing you even more BT6 content. I hope you all have a good happy new year. Peace out.